Listen to this. The village of Deerfield, Illinois, is only about a week away from implementing an ordinance directing residents to hand in their what they consider assault weapons or face hefty fines. But gun groups won't let this happen without a fight. One of those groups is the Illinois State Rifle Association, and its director, the executive director, Richard Pearson, joins us from Chicago. Richard, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
What do they consider an assault weapon?
Well, they made up their own definition, but certainly an AR-15 or a 30-round magazine, all those kinds of things are considered assault weapons by the village of Deerfield.
Okay, and so you've got until next week to bring them down to the city hall, or what's going to happen?
Well, they can confiscate them by force, apparently, or they can fine you $1,000 a day, or probably both.
What's your problem with this?
Well, for one thing, when we passed the Concealed Carry Act in 2013, we preempted local ordinances from doing this sort of thing, and so it's a direct violation of state law, not to mention the Second Amendment.
Well, they say in Deerfield, they say that state and federal authorities have failed to regulate the possession, manufacture, and sale of assault weapons. So essentially, they're taking matters into their own hands because the feds and the state aren't doing anything.
That's true, but they have to answer the federal government and the state government, which they decided not to do.
It's kind of a slippery slope that they're going down, isn't it?
I'd say it's very slippery, yes.
All right. So where does this wind up going?
Well, right now we're looking for a temporary restraining order to prevent this from happening. It goes into effect June 8th, and if we get the temporary order, then it will stay all this activity until we have a full court hearing.
Mm-hmm. Richard, the people behind this in Deerfield say that they are doing things like this to try to deter some sort of a mass shooting. Is it a good idea in that regard?
Well, it doesn't help with mass shootings. If people want to do a mass shooting, they're going to do a mass shooting. Illinois is a little bit different than every other state because every gun owner in the state that has a FOID card goes through a background check every night of the year. So if you've looked at the history of Illinois, we don't have any of those, or very few of those, in our history, and so we're much more tightly regulated than the other states anyway.
We did reach out to the Village of Deerfield's mayor and the board and have not yet received a reply. So you see this going to court, right?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Because what's at stake?
Well, we think it's a slippery slope. Everything is at stake for us, and so we will fight this all the way to the Supreme Court without question.
All right. Richard Pearson, the executive director of the Illinois State Rifle Association, joined us today from Chicago. Richard, thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
All right. You as well.
I have only 5 words for you.
From my cold, dead hands.